these are all the materials you're going to need to build an electromagnet and then turn that into a telegraph. So here we have a 9-volt battery pack, right? And battery's already in there. This battery pack's nice. It has a switch, so you can turn the electromagnet on and off. And these are the wires leading to the battery terminals. All right, we have a couple of paper fasteners. We have some paper clips, sandpaper, a nail, some magnet wire, some conductive tape, a little styrofoam cube, and a piece of cardboard with a couple of hole punches in it, and that's going to be our base for our key. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your nail and your magnet wire, and you're going to wrap the magnet wire around the nail about 100 times. So let's pull out the wire here. And then just start wrapping the wire around. And make sure to leave several inches of wire at the end, because we're going to use those to make connections. Okay, so now I got 100 turns of the wire, and we're going to want to cut the wire here. So you could either use scissors, or you could just break it with your hands because it's pretty fine. All right, and so you want to make sure you have a few inches on both ends. All right, then we can poke this guy into the styrofoam block, and that will just kind of keep the wire from unraveling on you. And then you're going to want to sand off the enamel from the end, so maybe about 1 inch on each end, and so you're going to use your sandpaper for that. And you want to be gentle, don't pull too hard, because if you do, you can break a piece right off, just like how I broke off the wire to remove it from the spool. All right, so your magnet wire's got a green enamel painted onto it, so you'll know you got it off when your wire looks copper at the end. So it's kind of hard to see here, but it's a copperish color now. We'll do the same thing for the other end of the wire. All right, so now we're going to connect the ends of the magnet wire that we sanded off to the leads going to the 9-volt battery holder. So I'm going to make sure that the switch is in the off position while we do this. It's not going to hurt or anything, but we just want to not keep the battery on too long because the wires will get really hot. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of twisting the bare wires together on the ends. And it's kind of hard to stay on there, so if you want, you can use some of the conductive tape that I've included. Okay, so you could just cut or tear a piece of this off, and then there's a little bit of backing. You just peel that back. Okay, and then we can just put that on there. That'll keep it together a little bit better. And then the same with the other end. Okay, and so now we've created an electromagnet. So, let's test and see if it works. We'll turn the on switch on, and then we'll bring the tip of the nail near the pins, and uh-oh, something's not working. Okay, so if you have an issue like this, You want to do a little bit of troubleshooting. So the first thing you can try, let's turn the battery off here, and we'll just make sure that I sanded off the ends properly. I can see there's a little bit of green still left here, so I didn't do too good of a job. So we'll just sand that off a little bit more. I just want to make sure you have nice, good connections, and also make sure you have a good battery. So I gave you a brand new battery in your kit, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Yeah, so they look a little bit better. I'll go ahead and tie my wires to the battery again. I'll turn on my battery and see if I did it. And yeah, so now I'm going to check my battery, see if my battery's okay. Alright, so I grabbed my battery tester and take my battery out. Let's see what the deal is here. So you can see it's in the red there. So that's probably the problem. I've been using this battery too long. Alright, so the one I give you will be nice and brand new though, so you won't have that problem. So I'll put my new battery in here, turn that on, and voila. And turn it off. Still got a little bit of residual left. So when it's off, nothing's happening. When it's on, pick up one of them at least. There's two. All right, we'll turn that off. All right, now we're not going to take this apart completely because we're going to use this to build our telegraph. All right, so we're going to take the key base, and then we'll take one of the paper clip holders, and we're going to line the ends up over those holes, and we'll take one of the paper fasteners and we'll put it in this side here, and then we'll open up underneath. That'll keep it in place there. And then we'll put the other paper fastener in. Just want to make sure that these guys aren't touching underneath. So maybe you could put a piece of tape and keep them held down. All right, and then this is going to be our key here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the paper clip and we're just going to bend the big part up a bit. All right, so this is your telegraph key. So you press down like that, and that's how you'll create your code. Okay, now we're going to make the clicker. So we're going to take another of the paper clips. We're going to unfold it like this. And then we're going to put that into the foam, and then have the clicker part just above the nail head. So you want it really close but not touching, just barely not touching. And you might have to fiddle around a little bit with this to get it just right. Now we're going to undo one of the wires going to the electromagnet. And we're going to tie the one end of the electromagnet, that wire, we're going to tie to one of these paper fasteners. And we may even want to tape it down with the conductive tape. And then the other end of the battery, just put that, tie that to the other paper fastener, or we can tape that down with a conductive tape. Okay, and now we have our telegraph. So we'll just make sure that the paper clip above the nail is right where it's supposed to be. We'll turn the switch on to the battery, and then we'll use our key. And I have to do a little bit of fiddling. It looks like here mine was sticking to it because of the residual magnetism. Well, you can hear it click there. I'll just adjust this a little bit. That's too far above. All right, so you're just going to want to make sure you take a video of this. That's going to be part of your grade for this assignment. So I'm just gonna need to have you record this thing, make a couple clicks. As long as you get a couple clicks in, at least 2 clicks, then you got your points. There we go. All right. And then just make sure to turn your battery off just to be a little bit extra safe.